If I say what he came alone lawyer talk not true. Ned actually really reached out to her. Because exactly the way she put the story for her story, when she explained her, that is exactly the same story Ned is giving here. So a few hours ago, Ned dropped his part of the story on his Instagram page. You see, it is very important that we hear from two sides. Very important. Because yesterday when Regina brother they thought that they beat Regina for the house. When Regina they complained that they beat her, she not talk with happen. You understand? Now let me read you this. What Ned posted. He said, Regina's unprovoked carnage and rampage in my house and in my absence. Regina was not always like this. Her current battle with drugs and alcohol abuse is the root of her problem. She must continue her rehabilitation program or I fear for her life and safety. Now she has moved to a place where she will have unrestricted access to drugs. I have other wives and none will ever accuse me of violence. Regina is the violent one here, slapping and hitting TV staffs in the past 48 hours and destroying property, including cars and windows for no just cause. The truth is, I have set a clear condition for her to accept rehab in Asokoro or outside Nigeria, especially Jordan, where she will not have access to drugs. A clear-headed Regina would have taken Moon to the hospital, but instead, she even threatened to end the life of our resident nurse for exposing her drug abuse. While I took Moon to the hospital, a scene of chaos unfolded at home, orchestrated by Sammy, Regina's main drug supplier. Another known supplier of drugs to Regina is the tiny evil devil called Anne. According to what Ned explained here in this short statement, the problem they get is because their son, Moon, was sick. Regina no agree make they carry him go hospital. And you know, Kemi mentioned that in her post. Ned is saying that Sammy where did that video where they fight that time. Saying that she they give Regina the thing so Regina the take. And another person called Anne. I wish you have the full name of Anne if I switch so that we gonna know who we the fight with. Now, Kemi Olunoye also stated that Regina slapped her driver and 2 house help. Ned also said it here that Regina hit TV staff. Regina scattered cars. You see, like we said, human being good judge, God now know the truth. But it's adding up what Ned is saying. If the man has married 5 wives before you, then you are 6th. None of them have ever said they beat them. Then they should look at you properly. Unless they beat those ones, they don't want to talk. But 5 people go quiet together, then something is not adding up. You understand? What is adding up is Ned's explanation of this situation. And then if you really break car windscreen, because that story had come out since yesterday, so you break car windscreen, Regina never debunked the story till now. So we will be forced to believe that it is the truth. And you see, I've always told people, there's a certain level of age when you're supposed to access a certain level of money. The only way you should be accessing hundreds of millions in your 20s is if now you work for them. If now you pull 1 or 2 strings, we can bring the money, yeah, you can access this money. But you work for them, you have no business accessing millions, tens of millions in your 20s. Because the money will drive you, you will drive the money. And that explains why Regina is likely taking all those things. That is if truly she is taking them. The access she has to funds is too much for her age. Regina is 25. Even me when I run business, even me when I pay staff, even me if you give me that kind of money, there's a likelihood, say if you run me. Not to talk about a Regina at 25. When not be she work for the money go drive, and it's what is happening here now. Now problem with the man never enter for a life now, neither they enter now. Stories we never hear about him before for a life, neither they hear now because he married Regina. And you see, there was a video that trended yesterday when Regina Mordecai Regina come beg the man, made the man kneel down, and people gather. You know, the man just played it to him. The man called, they say, oh, now they come mass every day so that she feel they behave like this every day. She they change them from you. You understand? So the stories are not palatable. And Regina, is it really true that you're taking all these things? If it's not true, then you owe us an explanation. Talk to us. Because many people will run with the narrative. But if it is true, you will really need rehab. Now, that being said, Regina will have to go back and beg that man, especially if this thing the man they talk not true. Because no court will grant you custody of your children once the man can establish that you are taking these things. Any man, forget about money. Any man that can establish that the wife is into drug, no court will grant that woman custody of the children because you will ruin them. The children are not safe with you. So if truly the man can establish that, my sister, if you know say you won't come out, just forget those children. You go just go visit them. Or go back, go beg your husband, do the rehab what they say you do, then may you enter house back. If you know you want to live with your 2 hands clean, so that you can get custody of the children. From the look of things, it be like say your hand is dirty. No bias, no hatred. I'm just saying things the way they are. Any man who has a wife where they take stuff like that would understand what we are saying. And if that is the truth, my dear Regina, your case go long go. I just tell you.